Let's be honest, the Oscars don't always get it right. In fact, sometimes they're wildly off. So today, we're tipping our hats to the actors who gave everything and got absolutely nothing. No statue, no speech, not even a politely forced standing ovation. This list mixes both dramatic and comedic performances, because let's face it, making people laugh and cry often takes the same level of talent. Now, before you throw popcorn at the screen, yes, this list is completely subjective, and by no means definitive. It's just one very passionate film fan's take on who got snubbed the hardest.
I don't think he's ever gonna leave her. No one thinks he's ever gonna leave her. You're right, I know you're right.
At number 10, it's the queen of the rom-com kingdom, Meg Ryan in When Harry Met Sally. She doesn't just play Sally, she is Sally. From the Sunday underwear rules to high-maintenance lunch orders that sound like hostage negotiations. This performance didn't just define a genre. It invented the modern rom-com heroine. Funny, complicated, and somehow still completely relatable while fake orgasming in a deli. Meg Ryan didn't have to pitch her voice to play a college kid, but she did. She didn't have to look like every person's dream girlfriend and still act like a total weirdo, but she did. She's like Jamie Lee Curtis in slashers. If Jamie made you cry and also want to fall in love over a pastrami sandwich. This isn't just rom-com royalty, this is the blueprint.
I'm royal. Have you heard of me? I'm very sorry for your loss. Your mother was a terribly attractive woman.
At number 9, it's Gene Hackman in The Royal Tenenbaums. The chaotic, conniving, emotionally constipated dad we somehow still root for. Hackman delivers one of his warmest, funniest, and most quietly devastating performances ever. The man fakes a terminal illness just to hang out with his family, and we still love him for it. That scene with Chaz, "I've had a rough year, Dad." It lasts like 8 seconds, but it hits like a truck. And when Royal secretly takes his grandkids to the park, teaching them how to break rules, ride go-karts, and have fun again, it's one of Hackman's sweetest turns on screen. This role proves he could do deadpan comedy and emotional gut punches with the same effortless charm. No one else could have played Royal, and no one should have tried.
Whatever I can get. And that shit is more scary than ordeal.
At number 8, we've got Pam Grier, smooth, sharp, and criminally overlooked in Jackie Brown. She plays the game with cool precision, never loud, never rushed, and somehow you still can't look away. Her chemistry with Robert Forster, off the charts. Quiet, middle-aged, cautious, and completely electric. Just watch him nervously buy a Delphonics tape to feel closer to her. It's romantic tension without a single cliché. Grier builds Jackie's confidence and desperation in equal measure, and you're never quite sure what her next move is. That's what makes her so compelling. She's not playing a role, she's owning the whole board. This should have been her Travolta moment. Instead, it became one of the greatest Oscar snubs of the 90s.
Take your hands off my lobby boy!
At number 7, Ralph Fiennes gives us the gift of Monsieur Gustave, the most elegantly profane concierge in cinematic history. This performance is pure versatility. Theatrical but human, cartoonish yet sincere. He delivers Wes Anderson's razor-sharp dialogue with the kind of poise that feels like it was born for him, and then follows it with a jaw-dropping insult that makes you snort. Fiennes, usually reserved and serious, suddenly becomes one of the funniest people alive, while still playing it totally straight. That's the genius of it. He turns this ridiculous pastel-coated world into something touching and real, just through timing, charm, and the occasional obscenity whispered like poetry. It's a masterclass in balance, and easily one of the greatest performances the Academy completely ignored.
I'm not a doctor. I never went to medical school. I'm not a lawyer or a Harvard graduate or a Lutheran.
At number 6, Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can. Charming, slippery, heartbreaking, and somehow still criminally underrated. As Frank Abagnale Jr., he fakes his way through a dozen lives, pilot, doctor, lawyer, and somehow you're cheering for him the whole time. DiCaprio walks a tightrope between youthful recklessness and real emotional weight. He makes you laugh, then hits you with that Christmas scene and just crushes you. He goes from scared teenager to con-man mastermind with so much natural charisma, it's wild to think the Academy passed him over. Only Leo could have pulled off this role with that much heart, humor, and style. And he did it before he even turned 30.
Trust me, you can understand communication and still end up single.
At number 5, Amy Adams in Arrival, one of the most baffling Oscar snubs in recent memory. She was the heart of the film, carrying it with quiet strength, intelligence, and so much emotional nuance, it still gives me chills. She was literally the front runner all season. BAFTA, SAG, Golden Globes, Critics' Choice, and then nothing. Her performance is subtle but powerful. A linguist facing the unknown, dealing with grief, love, and fate, all while decoding alien language and barely raising her voice. It's rare for a role to be this thoughtful, this internal, and still completely gripping, and Adams nails it. This wasn't just a great performance, it was the performance, and the Academy completely missed it.
Someplace where nobody knows me.
At number 4, River Phoenix in Stand By Me, one of the most honest, heartfelt performances ever given by a young actor. While the entire cast is great, Phoenix stands out with a level of emotional complexity way beyond his years. He doesn't just play Chris Chambers, he becomes him. There's pain behind every word, every look. He's tough, but wounded. Loyal, but scared. You feel everything. And watching it now, knowing River's real-life fate mirrors his characters in the film, it hits even harder. It's more than a coming-of-age performance. It's a masterclass in subtlety, and a reminder of just how much talent we lost far too soon.
Life is only on Earth. And not for long.
At number 3, Kirsten Dunst in Melancholia, a performance so raw and internal, it feels less like acting and more like watching someone unravel in real time. Dunst portrays depression not with big speeches or tears, but with a crushing stillness. She's hollow, withdrawn, and frighteningly believable. Not just playing despair, but inhabiting it. The challenge? Making us care about a character who often seems unreachable. And somehow, she does. You don't always like her, but you understand her. She should have been a shoo-in for an Oscar nom. But between the film's bleak tone and Lars von Trier dropping that infamous Hitler comment at Cannes, the Academy clearly backed away. Still, it's one of the bravest performances of the decade, and easily Dunst's best.
Huge.
At number 2, Uma Thurman didn't just wear yellow, she invented it. Her performance in Kill Bill isn't just iconic, it's practically a cinematic flex. She doesn't act the action, she is the action. The dialogue, just another form of combat. The sword fights, poetry in motion. As the bride, Uma delivers a masterclass in badassery. She finds that rare sweet spot between raw emotion and ice-cold control. She's vulnerable, furious, magnetic. The energy she brings? Unmatched. The charisma? Off the charts. The tracksuit? Legendary. Let's be honest, this role isn't just career-defining, it's genre-defining. And if the Academy still hasn't given her an Oscar, maybe it's because they're afraid she'll show up with a katana and ask why.
I need you to make me ugly. I can't go in there looking like this, I already told you. It's all about the first day. If they get one look at me looking like this, I'll be finished.
At number 1, Edward Norton in The 25th Hour gives us one of the most quietly devastating performances of the 2000s. A man counting down his last day of freedom, unspooling regret in real time. He's not yelling, he's not begging, he's just crumbling, one layer at a time. The infamous F you monologue. It's not just a rant, it's a confession, a rage spiral turned self-reckoning. Norton makes you feel every conflicted second, the guilt, the fear, the what if. And in that final scene with his father, that imagined life where he just disappears. It's one of the most haunting what could have been ever filmed. This isn't just his best work, it's a film that grabs you by the soul and asks, what would you do with your last 24 hours? And that's the list. 10 incredible performances that were too bold, too subtle, or just too ahead of their time for the Academy to handle. Which snub still haunts you the most? Drop it in the comments. Let's form a support group. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. This has been Movie and TV Historian. See you in the next one.